feel it rushing through you from your head to toe.
Welcome to MsMojo, where we'll be looking at some of the busiest producers in the industry, who you may not realize have made some of your favorite music. Number 10. A.J. Cook. Hyperpop began to form an identity in the mid-2010s, and by the end of the decade, it had entered the mainstream.
There's no way you'll stay with a boy like me.
Figures like Charlie XCX and Sophie pioneered the genre, and behind tons of their work was A.J. Cook. In 2013, he founded PC Music, a label that became central to hyperpop. Cook was the main producer for the 2019 album Charlie, one of the most celebrated albums of the genre.
Shout out Sophie for this award, just because, I mean, it's obvious, but she's been a huge part of mine and Charlie's world.
Since then, hyperpop has faded back into obscurity, but not Cook and his collaborators. In 2024, he and Charlie showed their talents extend to other genres with the release of the very successful album Brat.
Looking like an icon, work angles, yeah, 360.
Number 9. Ludvig Goransson. While you may not know his name, if you're into 2010s hip-hop, you're probably familiar with his work. He's primarily known for working with Childish Gambino, the rap persona of actor Donald Glover.
Don't ever leave me, my love. Keep holding on.
Goransson produced his two biggest albums, Because the Internet and Awaken My Love, as well as the hit single This Is America. The latter was so celebrated, it won 2 Grammy Awards, including Record of the Year. He's also worked with other popular artists like Adele and Kendrick Lamar.
Thank you. Wow.
Goransson's also a prolific composer, working first on NBC's Community, then eventually landing blockbuster projects like The Mandalorian and Black Panther.
You understand immediately what an ear he has for music and how much time you actually have to put in music to be able to put that in your films.
Number 8. Benny Blanco.
Then we grew up, started to touch, used to kiss underneath the light on the back of the bush.
In his career, Benny Blanco's work has sold over 500 million album equivalent units. Initially, he trained under Dr. Luke, a prolific producer in the late 2000s. His first production credit was a track for Hellrell in 2007. A year later, he was working with both Britney Spears and Katy Perry. For the next few years, Blanco's work was almost entirely unavoidable. The number of hits he's had to his name is way too long to list, but a few examples include moves like Jagger and Dynamite. Now he's in a relationship with Selena Gomez, who he's also produced loads of tunes for.
You were friends with her for years, right? It was an unexpected romance.
It was so crazy. When we went out on our first date, I didn't even know it was a date.
Number 7. Greg Kurstin. This Californian producer is predominantly known for collaborating with English singer-songwriter Adele. You might remember Adele's Hello, a single that broke records. But maybe you didn't realize that Greg Kurstin produced and co-wrote the track.
He would come to me in England so that I didn't have to leave my son, and yet you would leave your son and daughter. So thank you for your patience with me and for helping to create my favourite song I've ever done, so thank you, Greg.
He has a background in jazz, which he said was a major boon within the industry. One of his early successes was Lily Allen's debut album in 2006. By 2008, he was working with Britney Spears, and as time has gone on, he's worked with other big names like Charlie XCX, Lady Gaga, Paul McCartney, and many more. Number 6. Dr. Dre. If you're interested in hip-hop, you'll already know how heavily Dr. Dre has been involved in the genre. He began as the primary producer for NWA in the early 90s, launching himself into stardom.
The police are gonna have to come and get me.
Dre became a pioneer of West Coast G-Funk. Following NWA's breakup, he went went on to have a hugely successful solo career. Not only that, but he kept producing for some of the biggest names in the industry.
And I still got love for the streets. It's the DRE.
These included Snoop Dogg and Eminem, who both became titans of rap. Now, Dre rarely makes his own music, as producing for others is his main focus.
You can attach yourself to the career of NWA.
It's not about attaching, Kevin. I don't like that word. It's not about attaching.
Give me a word.
It's about collaborating.
Number 5, Timbaland. In the early 2000s, Timbaland's production style was so successful, it inspired various pop trends in the late 2000s. One of his most known works is Justin Timberlake's 2002 hit, Cry Me a River. Following its success, Timbaland went on to produce most of Timberlake's ensuing albums. He's collaborated with dozens of other artists too. Some of the biggest names include Katy Perry, Michael Jackson, and Rihanna. Now, while he's less prominent in pop music than he used to be, it's understandable given his 4 Grammy wins that he's taking more of a backseat.
You know, my parents, God bless them, but we really wasn't taught, like we can go higher.
Right.
I was just a kid who always dreamed so big, and I'm like, I gotta. This music thing is just on my heart.
Number 4, Pharrell Williams. Pharrell is one of the most well-known producers of 21st century pop music. There might be fewer people who don't know him than ones who do. He got his start alongside Chad Hugo in the production duo The Neptunes, formed in 1992.
It's been so long since we've been away from home.
Decades later, he's considered one of pop music's biggest names. There's a high chance you're already familiar with his biggest songs. He's probably most well-known for Happy from the Despicable Me 2 soundtrack.
Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
Outside of his solo music, he's produced for an unbelievable number of major artists like Snoop Dogg, Beyonce, Ed Sheeran, and so many more. Number 3, Arif Martin. Atlantic Records is one of America's most influential labels. Founded in 1947, they have since signed huge artists like Aretha Franklin and Ray Charles. For over 30 years, Arif Martin was one of their biggest producers.
There is no doubt in my mind that Arif Martin was one of the greatest producers of all time.
Magic, genius, amazing.
Amazing is an understatement. He was brilliant.
The Turkish-born musician ended up making music for some of the industry's biggest names, including Franklin, also known as the Queen of Soul. That wasn't the only royal he worked with either. He also produced for Queen. The band got him on board for the track Staying Power, notable for being the only Queen song with a horn section.
Stay in power. I like it.
Martin tragically died in 2006, but his legacy and influence can still be felt today. Number 2, Jack Antonoff. Few will contest the claim that Jack Antonoff has been one of the most influential producers in 2010s and 2020s pop. For 3 years in a row between 2022 and 2024, Antonoff won Producer of the Year. He rose to fame as a member of Fun, who had a smash hit with We Are Young.
So I set the world on fire.
He has written most of Taylor Swift's newer albums, which won him 3 Album of the Year awards. He also did Lord's Melodrama, Lana Del Rey's NFR, and most recently Sabrina Carpenter's Short and Sweet.
And if that's true, you'll just have to taste me.
All 3 of those got him nominations for even more awards. Antonoff also has a band called Bleachers, which he was the sole member of until 2023. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Catherine Marks. She's become one of indie's most influential producers.
So I really had to kind of challenge myself to work at how was I going to record the cymbals and include them as part of the personality of the song.
Madlib. One half of supergroup Madvillain is one of hip-hop's biggest producers.
You are one of the last men standing in terms of just pure sampled music. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, man. I've got sued a lot, man, throughout my career.
Have you?
Woo! I see why a lot of my homies don't sample.
Andrew Watt. Watts worked alongside Bieber, Gaga, Del Rey, and even Ozzy Osbourne.
It had a lead riff in it to start, and so that became the melody. Like, I always kind of think in guitar riffs, and then a lot of times they become the melody of the song.
Rick Rubin founded Def Jam Recordings, then became a huge figure in early hip-hop.
The audience comes last.
How can that be?
Well, the audience doesn't know what they want. The audience only knows what's come before.
Mike Dean. Since the 1980s, Dean's been producing synthesizer-heavy anthems.
Opened up for the weekend, you're performing now, you're doing your live shows. What's keeping you motivated, man?
Just making new music, you know?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Max Martin. In the late 1990s, Max Martin's work on major hits like Baby One More Time and I Want It That Way made him a monumental pop producer.
I want it that way.
As of 2024, he's had 27 #1 hits on the Billboard Hot 100. The only person with more than that is the Beatles' Paul McCartney.
I want to thank all my co-producers, co-writers, and artists who make me look a whole lot better than I deserve.
Songs that got him there include Shake It Off and Blank Space by Taylor Swift, I Kissed a Girl by Katy Perry, and The Weeknd's Blinding Lights. A frequent collaborator of his is Shellback, another producer worth mentioning, who has also worked with industry titans. Were there any producers we missed? Leave them in the comments section below.